It's red. Yeah.
It's an orange.
Yes. Good. Nice temp bell. Yes. Rodney?
Yay.
Whoa. Again, the high production value is almost circumvented clumsiness. Here we go. During a conference on the Death Star, Darth Vader said, "I find your lack of faith disturbing." And Admiral Mahdi's last words were, "Well, I found your lack of blank disturbing." During a conference on the Death Star, Darth Vader said, "I find your lack of faith disturbing." And Admiral Mahdi's last words were, "Well, I find your lack of blank disturbing." First round questions are usually a little bit more open-ended. We all know the Death Star, right? We've seen that scene like 40 times apiece. Who hasn't seen Star Wars less than 20 times? We've all seen Star Wars more than 20 times sometimes. I wouldn't have asked you to be panelists. You all ready? Who's up? During a conference on the Death Star, Darth Vader said, "I find your lack of faith disturbing." And Admiral Mahdi's last words were, "Well, I find your lack of blank disturbing." That's what you do in this card. Also, the wig is really hot. Gene Raber never complained about that. This is my real hair, though, so I should get used to it. During the conference on the Death Star, Darth Vader said, "I find your lack of faith." Remember, I think he was wearing white. Where's our definitive Star Wars expert? See the guy in white? Is he wearing? No, he wasn't wearing white, was he?
He was wearing gray.
I haven't seen Star Wars for about 6 weeks, so it's been that long. Still standing. We all done? Panelists already. Rodney, I'll read this back. During a conference on the Death Star, Darth Vader said, "I find your lack of faith disturbing." Admiral Mahdi's last words were, "Well, I find your lack of blank disturbing."
Manners.
Manners. Answer? Manners? How are you for manners, Tom? Planning. Lack of planning disturbing. So certainly Admiral Mahdi didn't plan to get killed that day, but that's probably what happened. So. Hey! Complaints by employees of their compensation or lack thereof are frequently the last things they say to an employer.
That made a lot more sense than mine. I just said force.
Lack of force disturbing, yes. That would insult the Dark Lord of the Sith.
Yeah,
certainly.
I didn't really.
Well, you see, the thing with space is it's black. And Darth Vader is black. So I said color.
Color. You're trying to invoke a Red Dwarf phrase
Yes.
about space. Is that it's very, very black. Okay, yes. A face. Yes. Yes. The lack of a face is disturbing. Gentlemen, we have a deadlock. 0-0.
Yes.
How about that? It is riveting, though. We're all riveted. And
if we could take this game to Jamaica, we'd have a dreadlock.
there we go. With that, I should punish you by having Red Circle go first, but no, instead, you get to go first this time.
Okay.
A or B, Mr. Rock?
I'll take B.
Captain Maul said, I think that's, Captain Maul said, "We might be in for a world of hurt on the Serenity this time out, and some squeaky voices too. We thought we loaded up some tanks of oxygen on that planet yonder, but we actually loaded up tanks of blank." Captain Maul said, "We might be in for a world of hurt on the Serenity this time out, and some squeaky voices. We thought we loaded up some tanks of oxygen on that planet yonder, but we actually loaded up tanks of blank." I was trying to do Captain Maul as opposed to Castle.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Mal. Now that we know he's talking about Captain Mal.
Captain Maul from Firefly.
Mal.
Mal Reynolds.
Yes.
Mal Reynolds.
What's his full name?
Malcolm
spent about 5 hours watching this. Oh, the movie I've seen. That's what they always call them.
Heathen.
You what?
Heathen.
Yeah, heathen, yes. Still right? Very good. Captain Miles said we might be in for a world of hurt on the Serenity this time out and some squeaky voices. We thought we loaded up some tanks of oxygen on that planet yonder, but we actually loaded up tanks of
Helium.
helium. Close to a definitive answer of some sort. So, I would say, Tom.
Some nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide.
Yeah, that would be world of hurt as opposed to nitrous oxide.
That would be an interesting cruise, wouldn't it? Whee! Serenity! Woo! Let's see, let's see.
Tanks of bubble and squeeze.
Bubble and squeeze. That would be nice.
I
Mr.
just
Engel?
said dihydrogen monoxide.
Dihydrogen monoxide.
You're all wet.
Yes.
Helium.
Helium!
There we go.
A match.
Yes.
Laughing gas. Okay. Well, oh yes, put up your.
You have to
Oh, you gotta put up the green triangle.
Green triangle. He's gonna earn that.
There you go.
There we go.